We cannot stay on the radio. He's here with us. But it's good having you, Senator. Welcome.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for the invitation.
You call me Aaron? The city if I did it, money should base my knee again. And I see if I do.
Thank you, Choco. Thank you for the invitation. And permit me to announce that Bushrod Radio 98.1 FM is relaying this conversation. And let me say good afternoon to all of us in Liberia. Except it's my headphone, I'm not hearing myself through the headphone.
You can use the other one.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to be sure that we are audible.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Just try to change it.
Yeah, so good afternoon to everybody in Liberia listening on radio, OKFM and Bushrod Radio relay. That's the same. So I will do without the mic, no problem.
Let's go in.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it was deliberately done so that I can consider looking for microphone for a week.
We'll respond to that later.
And let me say good day wherever you are on the social media through OKFM official page and mine. Thank you, Choco. We here.
Senator, let's get the ball rolling. You were recalled by the President, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, to act on key instruments in the interests of Liberia. How has that session been since your return?
Well, the budget hearing is on, which was one of the reasons the President recalled the legislature. We're doing confirmation hearings, and we're taking advantage of the time to delve into other matters of concern to our people, key of which is fire and electricity. Doing this from April 1 to April 30, we are not only doing confirmation hearings and confirming people.
Okay.
We are not only doing budget hearing. The budget hearing has not gone full blown yet, but it's part of the process. We also hitting very hard on this LEC and fire issue, and not just hitting and making speeches, but finding the solution. And of course, we also did a resolution.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about fine, good. So those are part of the things we're doing.
Okay, yeah. So I want us to start with that. I mean, it's been one of the biggest debates in the country as to whether the rescue mission, which you support and still supporting, that brought Joseph Boakai to power, the big president of Liberia today, has, what it takes to establish the court, War and Economic Crimes Court. That resolution came from the House of Representatives. The technician will come and see about that. The resolution came from the House of Representatives. It went up to the Senate. You did some amendments, Senate back Tobin, and then they concurred. Senator, how will you describe that movement, first of all?
We want to commend the House of Representatives, led by Speaker Fonati Kofa, for initiating this resolution issue. Those who know legislative proceeding, when a house concurs with the other, that means the house that is concurring agrees with the house that initiated. So the final analysis is that the House of Representatives concur with the version from the Senate. And those who don't know, that means the House of Representatives said what the Senate did, we agree 100%. We never even want to change anything because their version is elderly, their version is researched, their version is what it should represent. A resolution requiring such a move should be. And so the House concurred with us. When the House acted, our version was consequentially different from the House's version. That by legislative practice, it would have required a conference committee to go harmonize the differences. But in the wisdom of the House, when they read the position of the Senate, they said, "Oh, we agree with," and the Senate, so they had to sign over, meaning they concur with us. The issue about war crimes has been sufficiently hammered in this country. Especially the issue about impunity, not just about war crimes court. The issue about impunity in our country has been sufficiently spoken about, advocated about. It's time for us to act. And I can report to the public that the resolution that was signed by the Senate, concurred by the House, under the leadership of Nyomdi Kanga Lawrence as pro tem and Speaker Fonanti Kofa, sent to the Executive Marshal for the President's action. I can report to the public that the President will act in the affirmative.
How soon?
Very, very soon. It's not going to pass next week.
Wow.
The issue of impunity in this country has eluded us and our growth and development for far too long. And it is by the grace of God and the courage of this generation of leaders led by President Numa Bwaka for us to say, look, let's end this thing.
Okay, so a whole lot of people just hear resolution. Senator, from the level of the Senate, what were the things you added to that resolution for which, your colleagues at the House of Representatives did not, contemplate on calling a conference committee to harmonize in your word? What were the cogent issues? What did he add that gave it that flavor for which your colleagues agree with you and it's before the President?
The court must be built here or at a place for reasons that we all will agree somewhere else. But the focus is that the court must be built here. The President has been authorized to issue an executive order or issue an executive order to establish the Office of War Crimes. The Office of War Crimes, that office will put all of the modalities together.
Okay.
Gather the evidence, the scope of the investigation, and what should be taken for prosecution. A lot. The Senate also decided that instead of war and economic crimes court together, we separate the courts. There will be war crimes court and there will be economic crimes court. War crimes are crimes that are committed during wartime. So, for instance, murder. No, we're not fighting war right now. So when you kill somebody, they will charge you with murder, especially if you have malice and you plan to kill the person, right? They will charge you with murder. During wartime, if you kill a civilian or armed civilian who did not pose danger to you, if you captured your enemy, soldier enemy, and the person surrendered to you, but you still went and tortured them and killed them, that war crimes. A POW, you are not supposed to kill POW and torture them. That wartime. So you can kill people during wartime. It can be decided as war crimes and crime against humanity.
Okay.
You can also kill people during no wartime. It's called murder.
And you are going before the criminal court.
So those crimes that were committed during wartime, they are war crimes, or if they are equated to that level. The economic crimes court, people can commit economic crimes, corruption, and other things during wartime and during no wartime. And since economic crimes may likely always be committed, we say we should not make it a war economic crimes court, because we will not always have war.
Okay.
We'll prosecute for economic crimes that took place during the war, and will prosecute, and our court will still remain until Judgment Day to prosecute for crimes, economic crimes that are being committed now, and economic crimes that may be committed in the future. So we don't have to wait for the future to create another economic crimes court, whether wartime or no wartime. Hopefully there will be no more war here.
Okay.
But there will always be crimes.
So Senator, sorry, what I'm understanding is that that war crime court may cease to exist right after you've done with probing everybody that you want.
Correct. Because the war crimes court, and part of the resolution, we authorize the president by that resolution to not engage with the UN, the European Union, EU, the US government, the African Union, AU, and all of those institutions that are connected with prosecution of war crimes and crimes against humanity, and those who violate humanitarian laws, international humanitarian laws, so that we can work all the modalities for the funding. Meaning, how we fund this court. Should we build a new building, or should we find one building that we can put existing structure that we can put together? The key thing is we agree that there must be a war and economic crimes court in Liberia and for Liberia. The reason is simple. The culture of impunity must end. Some group of people, all of us, must come to the point where we say, even the time I was 20 years old and I committed a crime, war crimes, economic crimes, no matter how long it takes, the law will catch me. So let me move my hand from there. So that, because old age should not be sympathy. Just because if somebody committed a war crime, for instance, at the age of 20, and they bear greater responsibility, just because they're 90 years old today, should not be sympathy for them not to go to the court. They must appear before the court and be prosecuted. Let the law vindicate them or convict them. So that when somebody is 20 years old, he won't commit that same crime, something will tell him, if I commit that crime now, even if I'm 90 years old, they will get me to court. You will see people reduce. The commission of crime will reduce. The urge to commit crime, especially those kind of heinous crime, will reduce. But if people go with impunity in this country, by the time somebody say, you leave the old man alone, man. The old man will tell you,
he the first person.
He the first person that, or he or she, that the only person. So the thing is, let's do this court. This court will also employ people. It will build it here. It will need staff, local and international staff.
Sure.
And it will need stationaries. You know what I'm saying? It will help to help our economy. We have authorized the president through the Office of War Crimes that he should establish by the issuance of an executive order to look at the security-related issues and all of that. But I am so determined, so confident and convinced. Nobody can threaten the peace of this country any longer. Anybody or a group of people who threatening peace because we want court, we want justice. That big mouth.
Okay.
Liberia is the only country I now see where you tell somebody say you won't go to court, then they fail, they say you're threatening the peace.
Senator, I mean, on that fateful day when the resolution was signed, few of your colleagues, I mean, got into a different mood after signing, and they were blasting on grounds that Alan White was present in the chambers of the Liberian Senate. Did you all know that Alan White was around? Did he tell the leadership of the Senate that he was going to be a part of session that day?
Nah, look, thankfully, apparently God working. You see, the first argument, that was sometimes, one of the reasons I don't give up on this country and the people is because when God put some kind of passion in you, say that you are choose, or the other group of people are choose to go rescue the people, to go help them from their own thing, something inside you can just get up every morning to fight for them, even if it's discouraging you. They seen public said that resolution what they all sent to the Senate, it would die there because people there on sanction warlord on there, the Senate would never do anything. The Senate, you see how God can work under the leadership of John Kanga Lawrence. We all determined that this is about the time. We signed the resolution 2 days. Each senator walked on their own into the office of the pro tem and signed the resolution before we went to session on Tuesday. The pro tem office put up pictures of senators who have signed the resolution a day or two before we went to session to announce publicly our action. We did not invite Alan White. You are a journalist. You have covered the Capitol building, the gallery of the Senate. Anybody can enter. When you invite somebody at that level to be part of your deliberation, you don't put it in the gallery.
Yeah, in plenary.
You put it. You bring them in the chamber and give them the seat to sit. Not where the senators can sit, but we got guest seat.
Sure.
If the Liberian Senate had invited Alan White, he wouldn't be in the gallery. We don't know who are in that gallery. Had one of our colleagues, especially if Senator Edwin Snow, had not spoken to say Alan White yet, and those of you who followed that day, look at the video.
So none of you took notice of it?
Nobody had time for who were in that gallery. We were already determined. We had decided that this war crime code issue were resolved. Nyomdi Kanga Lawrence led the Senate into being resolved, to signing the resolution. So we didn't care for who were up there, in there, or especially in the gallery. When the Liberian Senate invites you, it's all Alan White was invited by who? Alan White was sitting in the gallery with all the ordinary Liberians and all the other people. Those people the Liberian Senate invite, they sit in the plenary, in the chamber with us, and we get a guest seat. Alan White was seated way in the gallery up there with all the other ordinary Liberians. We did not know that Alan White was in there until Senator Snow made reference to it. And interestingly, we have signed a resolution 2 days. Even those who were other thanking and some Monday. If you look at the video of the session that day, Senator Besson got feeling key and even signed. He went up to the protest of desk where she presides from, and he signed before the Secretary of the Senate finally read the list and read the resolution and listed those who had signed. But prior to that, a day or two before, the Senate, the office of the pro tem, had put up pictures of senators who you saw that, right? Who signed, who were happily signing.
But I didn't see them smiling.
Look at that photo again. There was all smiles. Amara Corner, Albert Chair, Augustine Chair, the chairman on Judiciary Committee, whose responsibility was to ensure that this resolution was put together in a stately manner, elderly manner to represent the Senate. And I'm humbled to be a member of the Judiciary Committee who worked on that resolution. And Senator Momo Cyrus from Lofa County, who is the chairperson of our Committee on Defense, Security and Intelligence, a joint committee that did that resolution. The Security Committee was responsible to give us the security aspect, intelligence, the security implication of even endorsing a war and economic crime code for Liberia. And I'm humbled also to be a member of that committee. So the joint committee, I'm a member of the two committees. Okay. And we put that thing together, and the Senate deliberated in consultation, and we all signed happily. And on the day was able to formally announce and make the endorsement in open session. Somebody said Alan White is sitting behind her, and everybody looked to see Alan White. I was annoyed. Because we can't be doing everything or some things in good faith, good motive with our own courage. And then it appears like somebody influenced us or intimidated us. I was annoyed. I did not express it as Senator Snow did, but whether there was an Alan White sitting behind her there, we have already decided and were resolved. Okay. And they demonstrate, they prove it's there because we assigned photos were all on the social media a day or two from the official page of the office of the pro-tem. Now, with all those photos of us signing and those of us who have signed, so it was not about Allen White.
Okay.
It was about our determination to get it done.
Enough of explanation on that court
Thank you.
issue.
Yeah, I needed to do that.
Yeah. So, Senator, recently, the pro-tem, set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the operation of Medtech Scientific at the Freeport of Monrovia. I understand you are a member of that committee. What are you going to investigate?
So again, credit to all senators. No arrogance. Myself, Senator Amara Kone, Daba Vapla. I think we were about 8 senators who signed that communication. Earlier, Senator Albert Chie, the President Pro Tempore Emeritus of the Senate, and Senator Nathaniel McGill, Emmanuel Nugwe, they have signed a communication about Medtech. And so it was brought on the floor. Now you see the Senate, we will be debating the issues on the floor in open session under the leadership of Yombi Kanga Lawrence. Whether it is a communication for or against the president who we campaign for and elected. Whether it's for or against the executive. Whether it's for or against ourselves. We have determined that we debate the issue even more openly in the session where the people can see. Because look, transparency is the defense against too much explanation. Openness is a rescue from speculation, rumors, and lies. Once you open your everybody see what you're doing, you need to explain yourself again. So the President Pro Tem has constituted a committee for us to investigate the issue of Medtech and CTN. I'm humbled to be on that committee chaired by my colleague Amara Kone. The fact that I am a member of that committee that's supposed to investigate this matter and we have commenced investigation, I think it would be professionally prudent for me to save my opinion on this matter so that it does not prejudice my view.
I just wanted the public to have an understanding of what was in the communication that you said
Medtech,
you were investigating.
Medtech is a company that is set or that is doing business at a free port, increasing economic burden on our people. The revenue generated from Medtech doing business at the port, we don't know.
Wow.
Including CTN, we don't know. I have been after CTN for 3 to 4 years. CTN need to go. CTN does not need to exist in Liberia. They got no business being here. They don't contribute to our revenue. There's no record or history of them. CTN generation of revenue, like we have now discovered with the revenue from Medtech, was going in few pockets and the pockets of the gangs that we removed from here. The weird regime and the gang. And so we will investigate that matter. And the fact that we found on CTN yesterday, and now we have discovered about Medtech, the CTN was wrong yesterday under George Weah government. And the same thing is perpetuating today under the Bwaka government. It has not changed. It is equally wrong. It can be wrong under George Weah government, and we make it right today, and then we say it right because we're supposed to be rescue senators. No, that's not in my DNA, in my character.
We are hoping to see, what that investigation will result to, and what your findings, and what action the Senate is going to take, or the government will take. Over to the draft national budget. Now the budget is before you. My intention, when I have you, sit before me, and I'm talking about the budget, Senator, my heart goes to narcotic substances. Drug, the war against drug, and all of those. But when you look at the envelope size of the DEA in that budget, I don't know how to describe it. What what is coming to your mind, Senator Dillon, especially with specific focus on the LDA's budget? We'll go to other places with the LDA's budget, since you've been a champion of, rehabilitating young people. You've made a call, and of those, a rehabilitation center is in your name or it's been built and is operating. What really comes to mind when you see that lower budget for the LDA?
Very good. And talking about rehabilitation, please allow OKFM to give me the leverage to say that the third batch of rehabilitated citizens from drugs will be graduating from our rehab center next week, Saturday.
By the way, congratulations and thanks for having my friend Ishmael Josiah there.
Oh, just Josiah?
Yes.
The guy you can check on him at the center there?
Yeah, sure.
You see the difference, right? That somebody that the place my salary going. Those who can be asking for my salary, I'm not building him pump. I may not have the means myself. But that salary I said I was going to commit. I'm changing life, changing people's story, changing human beings. The third batch of Liberians who we have rehabilitated at the center will be graduating from the center next Saturday.
That's great.
The third batch will be graduating from there next Saturday. I am so grateful to the board of the rehab center, the Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration, the board, the management staff there. And it will be a good time to see Liberian citizens transformed from drug addiction, mental health issues to being rehabilitated and graduating into and being reintegrated
into
society. And thankfully, the Liberian media, the journalists, they won't be asking me again, what you do? How your center? One journalist there, one journalist there, one media man there will rehabilitating him free from our salary. Medical, everything, clothing, feeding, 3 nights there, everything. Yeah, so at least any media man ask me, Senator Dillon, the rehab center, I say, you go hire man. You go hire Ishmael.
But Senator, let's talk about the budget. I mean, time is running, time slipping. Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is, I am not a freak of people asking for budgetary support with our programs. We want to champion the drug enforcement agency and the fight against drug abuse in our country, up to rehabilitation, reintegration, and empowerment of our people. But if you say the drug budget, the DA budget is too low, don't just ask me for figure. It's easier to say, okay, we'll put 10 more million out there. We'll put 15 million out there to prove that we're serious to fight drug. What's the program? The DEA should not just go raiding. That raiding thing, thank God I'm not doing my own show. And I'm on OKFM, so I will watch it. That raiding thing ain't got no sense. That raiding thing, that flow show, that the least part of fighting against drug. That's just for the TV. If you want to fight against drug, give us programs. How you will first prevent the entry of the drug into the country, how you seek to fight against the planting growth, the mass production. And you know they can grow marijuana and leave, right? How you seek to fight against the mass production, the entry, the smuggling, the trafficking of the drug. By the time you start to fight the trafficking, the smuggling, the mass production of drug in our country, then you give me a long-term plan where at a certain point in time, you're telling me visionarily that we're starting to stop the importation, the smuggling, and the trafficking, and the mass production of drug. And 2-3 years from now, the drug in this country will reduce massively. You gave me a plan. But you go raid 2 or 3 places and put on camera. I'm not impressed by that. So the budget is not necessarily how much they put there. What's the program? What's the program? How many times have I not sat in the studio and other places to tell you that we gave the Liberia National Police $20 million in the budget, 14.5 million for salary, 14 million for salary, 6 million for administration and operation. Police get one motorbike, they say the lawmaker they're making too much money. What police did with 6 million for logistics and operation? And they got that amount for 3 years in a row. So that 18 million. Where's the pick up they bought? What a new uniform they bought? What a handcuff? What a motivation they gave the guys in uniform, the men and women in uniform. You understand? The bought figure doesn't matter to me. The program, after massing it, said this year DEA needs 10 pickups. Give me money for 10 pickups. We need 20 pickups, but give me 10 this year. Next year I need another 10. Then you gave me program and after mass budget. But all the money for DEA is small. You gave us 5 more million. That breeze to me. I'm not impressed by that.
So aren't you going to do any advocacy for increment?
So no, I'm doing advocacy for increment to fight drug and rehabilitate our people. But I want program.
Okay.
I want program by the sector institutions. What the health ministry doing? What youth and sports doing? These are sector institutions that are related to fighting against drug and rehabilitating our people. So what are the programs? Just asking for budgetary support does not impress me. I always say, I want to audit. I want to track what I'm giving you. That is why I keep making this one analogy, so that people can understand it, especially people at my level, quote unquote, third grade level, because they're the one who's serving. If you ask me for $1 million in the budget to buy armchair for school, for public school, tell me how many armchairs $1 million can produce. If you say 25,000 armchairs for $1 million, I will give you the $1 million in the budget. Now you have done something. I know that will produce 25,000 armchairs. Then from the 25,000 armchairs, give me a list. 5,000 armchairs will go to Tubman High, 2,000 will go to D12, 500 will go to Sandor High School, 1,000 will go to Basel High School, 500 will go to Bon County Public High School, 300 will go to Grand Gide. You have given me a list. Now when the budget year on or the budget year finish and no 5,000 armchairs to Tubman High, I can ask what happened with the 5,000 armchairs? Now you gave me not only a program-based budget, but you gave me an itemized thing. How many of you in the media, Choco? How many of you in the media have opened this budget to know how much in the budget to run office of the minister? The whole budget is wrong with how much the president get, how much the speaker get, how much the president get.
No, I think Julius has been doing very well with that.
That was say how many of you? I said none of you.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So
you get talk show in the evening, you get talk show in the morning, you get talk show in the night. And you have made a budget a topical issue. Let me break something down. Last year or year 2022, President Weah budget, now his office, the national budget under President Weah was 778 million. 2022. Out of 778 million, I know some people say, well, plenty, that's true. But 65 million for the legislature. Deduct 65 million from 778. You have 713 million.
Sure.
713 million. Nobody in the country can ask for what happened to $713 million. Everybody want to know what happened with 65 million. As much as I can agree that we can look in the legislature budget and cut down some meat, no, including the media, don't ask for what happened to 713 million. All the 713 million, the security sector got 97 million. The health sector got 79 million. The education sector, then domestic debt get 84 million. No explanation, no domestic debt list. How many times are you whine, cry, advocate, get angry, vote against the budget.
I was going to ask whether you're doing the same with this current budget.
Of course.
Looking at your advocacy for an optimized budget, program based, the call you've raised in the past about who do we owe? Who do we owe? What work have they done for we should pay them? What we pay them? This new budget, do we have it captured?
You really think Senator Dillon, and without trying to play hero, I voted against budget doing job we are for domestic debt. So I said, well, just get a vote for it without domestic debt list. Because we saw to be rescue senators. I look at that Dillon. No. When President Bwaka requested for 41 million in February of this year to operationalize the government, in that 41 million, there were $5 million requested for to pay domestic debt. I asked for the list, I didn't see it, so I voted against our own budget. And I didn't vote yeah and nay, I voted on the record. Senator Dillon, how do you vote? I vote no, and they recorded it. Everybody in the country probably know, or the media should know already. So, we need these things. That's the only way the budget will impact. Oh, fire service. Fire service need fire truck. Fire service need this. That's true. The people at fire service should present a program. Just to throw money in the budget to put it in a Liberian way. Just throw money or throw money in the budget. It's not sufficient for me. If you want 20 million, justify why you need 20 million. And if it is possible, we'll give it to you.
Okay. So if you're just joining us, a reminder, we are on the OK Conversation. We have with us Montserrat County Senator Darius Dillon. Couple of issues to talk about. Senator, I want you to listen to this audio.
No car gets stuck. 100 days after we take over with the anything that's supposed to ensure that we meet our commitment to our people, we fully support it. But lawyers will tell you that you will drive down the road with your car and you saw somebody helpless, unconscious on the road and on a boot bill. You took that person, you put it in your car, preserve him. I joined my colleagues for this Senate to stand its ground. Just as we appear to be robust on the $83 million borrowing, we did not meet legislative approval. This money, unless proof can be shown that it did. But this amount, which was borrowed pre-finance in good faith but done the wrong way, let's correct it. I signed this document and I'm joining my colleague and I want the Senate to take seats of this matter seriously as taking the other issues.
Great. So, that was in session, Senator, when your colleague Nathaniel McGill raised the issue about public works, spending in the absence of a budget. Some over $19 million on road and all of those. And you joined in and, supported the senator. What will you actually be looking at? Like you said, it's done in good faith. What will you really be looking for?
I made is an analogy. The president and us came out when we were campaigning and we made some 100-day deliverable promises, part of which no car will get stuck, 100 days, especially during rainy season. The first 100 days, and especially during rainy season on David, the presidency of President Joseph Nima Bwaga. That was a campaign commitment. I see that we doing everything to keep that commitment. And there are caterpillars on the road. But you can have good motive and intent. Your good motive or intent must not use the wrong means. No. That is why I made the analogy in session yesterday. If you saw somebody and an enlightened, educated society is where you see it happening. and you think somebody is wicked because they pass by somebody on the street. Only a good Samaritan. If you saw somebody unconscious laying down on the street or they fell down in front of you, fainted, your good intention, if you get car, you put in your car and you want to rush them to the hospital. If that person died on the way before they reach the hospital, and after medical examination, you can show proof that that person died during the period when they were in your car, the law can charge you with involuntary homicide, involuntary manslaughter. The law will not look at your good intention that you are carrying somebody to the hospital. The law reason that you are not an ambulance, you are not a medical practitioner, and your car is not an ambulance. Because an ambulance are picking up somebody who fell down on the street, fainted, whatever the medical issues may be. The ambulance, people in the ambulance, they are trained to administer first aid along the way to the hospital that can resuscitate somebody's life. But that you're good, well done, you good man, that you see somebody fall down in the street in front of you, bro, you grab it, you put it in your car, you rushing them to the hospital because you're a good person. That person died in your car along the way, the law can hold you. Because you are not ambulance, you're not a medical person. You don't know what they call CP, first aid, to be administered to that person. So we want to fix our roads to make sure that no car is or get stuck if we're in 100 days and going forward, so we can keep our campaign commitment. But when the Minister of Public Works start to contract vendors with no legislative approval, in keeping with the Constitution and the laws of Liberia, that good intent is running bad. If we angry at President, we as government for borrowing from the central bank $83 million, for which we are investigating, and we want to hold people accountable and prosecute people for that $83 million where applicable, then we cannot be clapping for our own for borrowing without legislative approval. If it was wrong on our job, we are government. It's wrong now on our president, we are President Boyka's government.
Have you invited Minister Guinness in any way?
So the matter was referred to a joint committee yesterday. Thankfully, I'm a member of the Judiciary Committee, the Judiciary Committee, the Public Works Committee, and the Public Accounts Committee, of which Amara Corner is the chair of the Public Accounts Committee. Those three committees are charged by the President pro tempore to investigate this matter and recommend appropriate action. And will recommend the appropriate action. What a punitive action, what an action for reprimand, but we'll recommend the appropriate action so that the wrong can be corrected. If it was wrong yesterday and we don't correct it today, it's still wrong. Let's correct it.
So a couple of days ago, I mean, the Liberia National Police, headed by Greg Coleman, Greg made a pronouncement that the government, through the police, was reaching a decision to ban motorcyclists from applying principal streets in Monrovia. That has raised eyebrows. Dozens of them were here at OKFM on yesterday. They've been blocking roads and they've been making remarks about not re-electing a lot of you. I mean, in 2029 and so on. What's your own analysis on that, Senator?
Anytime politicians start thinking about the next election, they can fail the next generation. Anytime politicians more concerned about the next election, winning or losing it, they are not only losing the next election already, they're failing the next generation. Because politicians, and Nelson Mandela, I'm trying to paraphrase it, so I can't claim this knowledge. Nelson Mandela says, politicians are concerned about the next election. Leaders are concerned about the next generation. By the time people start threatening you about the next election as a politician, and you start to walk back on certain things for the next generation, you have not failed even as a politician, but you're failing the next generation. You know, yesterday, I'm sure someone else listening, yesterday I was on Kerry Street. I'm always on Kerry Street. I haven't left that place. Because I will go by there after I'm not senator one day. Yeah. And so I'm always around those places I used to be. I was on Kerry Street yesterday, and some of the motorcyclists, one of them spoke to me in a whole group about why is it that the police won't move them from the street. So I said, why did you vote for Joseph Newman Boaga? He said, because under George Weah government, there was lawlessness. There was no law and order. That is why they joined us with Joseph Boaga for us to restore law and order and bring system to the country. I said, so why are you vexed or unhappy with the new policy? Everybody started laughing. If you remove George Weah government because you were not happy with the lawlessness and no law and order, including the way we do our traffic, that is why, and then he said, under George Weah government, they allow us to run our motorbike anywhere. Then I asked him, I said, whatever, okay, he said there was no law and order, there was lawlessness. So that is why they joined Joseph Boaga and us for us to remove George Weah to bring about law and order. We won't try to bring about law and order, then people talk about threatening for the next election. This may sound unpleasant, it may sound arrogant. Some people say I can sound too arrogant this time. Maybe. I don't care about 2029 if I don't do the right thing now. 2029 does not matter to me if we don't do the right thing now. And if every action we want to take in this country, it will be about politics, to protect politicians and their interests, and ignore the assistance and preparation and the future of the next generation. I don't need to be part of it. I support the Liberia National Police. We must restore law and order in the country. We are not saying don't ply your motorbike. Just there's restricted areas everywhere around the world. And Liberia cannot be an exception. So the threat about 2029, if this would be my last term, so be it. But I would prefer one Liberian live or a public safety than for me to be afraid of 2029. Say let everybody be lawless in the country.
A lot of people, including me, Senator, will think about a vibrant private sector to, have most of these young people, involved. And that is going to be on the kind of decision your government will take. Our government, as Liberians, will take, to make the private sector what it's supposed to be. Because, for example, if we get rid of 10,000 young people from plying the major streets, maybe in their communities, their earnings wouldn't be as it is currently, and people may resort to different things.
No.
What do we do as a government, looking back at the private sector, so that we have most of these young people either they're in school or they got some form of jobs doing?
So I acknowledge the fact that joblessness has caused even highly educated people than myself, than I am, applying motorbike to live. That's true. But why you applying the motorbike to live economically, to find means to live, to feed your family? Somebody own safety is involved.
Okay.
Let's consider that too. We as a government must do everything to ensure that we open the space. We got to strengthen our judicial system to gain the confidence of potential investors to invest in Liberia. We at the legislature, we shouldn't just be holding public hearing and nothing coming out of it and passing almost every agreement as is and giving the president any budget he asked for. This space won't open. There will be more people on motorbike. And more people on motorbike, it will be embarrassing in the city center. If we don't create jobs for our people to reduce the number of persons on motorbike, there will be more motorbike and kekes in town. Soon and very soon, we're in a country where even when a car using the car road, the people can get vexed. The people can get vexed with a car using the car road.
Who people?
The pedestrian, Liberian poor. You see Liberian poor there with a car for being on the car road just because they feel entitled to being there. Let me repeat. Any politician who concerns him or herself, for the next election, because the only thing about politicians that the next election won't win. So let people do anything they want to do if it will make them happy. You are not a good leader.
Okay.
You simply a politician. You're hurting the future of this country, and you're not building a new Liberia. We must get used to system in this country. Even in the market, organize the market, and you put the people back in the market building. Organize them in a way that everybody know where fish
is sold.
Where fish is sold. Anybody who want to buy fish will go to the fish department. Everybody should know where market queue or chicken soup is sold. Tocafle is sold. Yeah, chicken soup. I want to put it that way because I told you, I know people too. And you understand? And yeah, for something they call playing field. If people can go way inside there to go find a plant.
Yeah, sure.
Look, people don't go. Market don't come to people. People go to market.
Okay.
So the system can make the people go to market. How you bring fresh fish right here on Broad Street? If the fish is being sold in the market and it is restricted to being in the market, people who want to eat fish will go to the market. We gotta have system in the country. And if what I'm saying will annoy people and hate people and say, in 2029 coming, I leave it to God. But I can't be a national leader in the country and the country keep being the same way over and over and we think it's okay.
Montserrat County Senator Darius Dillon. Let's talk to a few people. Hello?
Yeah, good morning. Good evening.
Yeah, let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Washington Morba. I'm calling around 5:40.
Okay.
My question to Dillon is that when you talk about adding when for in a session like this, so you don't think it was important for them to suspend the session and do it and reschedule to go?
They hear from over there. All right, the senator will answer the question.
I didn't get his question. To suspend what?
I said I should repeat myself.
Okay, yeah, please repeat.
Eh?
Let him repeat it. I didn't get it.
Yeah, he was asking. I mean, Aliwell was in your session. Don't you think it was?
I still want it.
All right, go ahead. He's hearing you.
Let me repeat my question. Because the law, I think, Sino complained that when you saw Aliwell, you were not feeling calm. And if you don't even make a statement too, it is zero. So my question is that you will not think it was important when you saw Aliwell not supposed to be there for you to reschedule the session? My question.
Okay, thank you. He will respond to that. Oh, this country. Hello?
Hello?
Let's hear you. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Troop. My friend Gibson, and I come from Paris. Good afternoon, Senator Dillon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, this is the serious life.
Go ahead.
Because you know, history can always repeat itself. You know, when Frank Gibson does wrong in the past, and now Frank Gibson wants to portray himself to be one of the best, we always remind people that what you did before will haunt you. You know, President, Senator Dillon always making himself to look that he's the most honest man in that city.
What do you mean by that?
Senator Dillon knowing that he had lied before, very blatant lie.
And he admitted to the lies.
Exactly, that's what I'm coming to. He had lied before, blatant lie on several occasions, not once, not twice, on many occasions. Yes, he admitted to those are lies. But if somebody
No, we only know about one old friend. They plane ticket you.
Yeah, they plane ticket you, and I will not receive any money outside my salary to you.
Hold on. Okay.
Now,
just conclude our friend so we'll let you.
Yeah, I will conclude down to the point. Senator Dillon, you know, thank God you said you are on committee. Now we have seen several interferences of the executive judicial system. We saw it now with Professor Key and
Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, my senator. I want to speak to Dillon. I want Omar at time my son help me. Your rehabilitation area, my son out of high school. Say he plus my son.
Where you calling from? Just say where you calling from first.
Oh, I'm calling from Tinko Village.
Okay.
Tinko Village. I beg you, Papa. I want you to help me with my son.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's talk to this person. Hello.
Good evening, children.
This is Trokon. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Chukon. Good evening. Good evening to Librarian following your show. Good evening to Senator Dillon. I'm Emmanuel and Super Junior, CRC of the Interletter Class, District number 14. Well, Chukon, I listened to the Senator and quickly, Chukon, you know, one of the reasons why the Senator is posting that he's going to start arrogant because the people have already given him 9 years job. Hopefully,
no, the senator did not boast that he's going to sound arrogant.
No, he said, you know, people say he's acting arrogant.
He was quoting what people have been saying.
But I'm also quoting him. I'm saying, Cindy, why you want to attack my son? Chokon, am I in the wrong? I'm just trying to quote what you said. I'm trying to lay a basic. Can I proceed, Chokon?
Go ahead.
So, like I was saying, so one of the reasons why he's in the consideration both is God have given him 9 years job, but I think 9 years, I also agree with him personally that leaders should not be, threatened because of the tenure of job they have given them, but they should do the right thing. And I think if Mr. Braga wants to achieve or succeed in presidency, he shouldn't be taking counsel for the because is the one who is advancing Mr. Braga to a 20 in senior position to lead the more lawless way.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to the next person. Hello.
Trogon, good evening.
Good evening, Pony. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Trogon. Trogon, I've left the radio for some time, but I'm kind of motivated to call because of Senator Dillon. Whether you like it or not, Senator Dillon remains the most outstanding senator in the Senate. There are few senators that we consider the game changer. You just need to follow them. You cannot bring envy and dishonesty. Senator Dillon was the one who brought the Senate life. Senator Dillon is on history that the yeah and no will not. Let me just get the senator. I want to thank you for the wonderful white U.S. Senator Kanga Lori. You are very few down there that try to change our system. Are you sure? My question is that much is not being heard of late as to the assets recovery. Are you in support of the asset recovery? And what is unfolding with that? Because we all support the asset recovery.
Okay.
We have to retrieve our assets and properties and other things. What are your impressions and what is unfolding with the assets recovery? Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Pony. Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say thank you so much. I'm Alvin Jogi. We are calling for Central Virginia. Thank you so much for Senator Dillon and his explanation, the life and the courage he had. But I got a little advice for him. You should stop using incentive calling people gangster and gangs.
Oh, my man. But you know what a gang is? GANG. Bacos.
Yeah, not a good boy. Not
Bacos.
To use.
Alright. I will speak for Senator Dillon. He will speak for himself. The last person. Hello.
This is Patrick Stewart calling from Point 4.
Go ahead.